Skin cell turnover is something that happens every 28 days where the skin cells on your scalp die off and then make their way up with a new little piece of hair. And this is where you're getting that 1.5 inches every month from now. I have talked about it for years on top of years on my channel, and I think over the last, maybe, I don't even want to say full year, it just seems like something about 2024 has just opened everybody's heart and mind up to receive. So right now what you are going to watch is a video that I posted to my channel almost 7 years ago. Almost 7, not quite 7, but almost 7 years ago, you guys. And I think that you guys are ready to hear it now, where I break down the whole entire skin cell turnover cycle and how it being thrown off balance can completely send you into scalp inflammation that leads to so many different forms of alopecia, follicle disorder, hair shaft disorders, and so many other things. So sit back, relax, and get into this video, because it's, like I said, it's old. It's at my old house and I'm hyped on this video. So let's get into it.
This video, I'm going to gives you the exact reason why your hair may not be growing. In this video, I plan to kill a very, very big myth in the natural hair community, which is one of the biggest myths that is preventing everybody from growing hair. So let's get into the real science of hair. Send Out Hair coming at you with another video. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe here to my channel, and once you subscribe, be sure to click on that bell notification so you're notified every single time I post another video. Make sure you subscribe here to my website so that way you're always notified there. So the first thing I need you to know is that you have 3 layers to your scalp. The way that we treat our scalp right now is as if we have 1 layer to concentrate on, but it is very, very, very important that you understand that you have 3 different layers of your skin, and they all require a different form of attention. So epidermis. Now, the epidermis is the first outer layer of skin. So if we were to go ahead and draw our skin out, this is how the layers would look. This is going to be our hair. So this is going to be the red will represent the top layer. The blue is going to represent the second layer, and this black is going to represent this bottom layer. And this is our hair. This is our scalp right here. This is our scalp. This is the part where stuff starts to get good. The dermis is the first layer of your skin, the top layer of the skin on your scalp. And this is where a lot of the magic happens. This is where skin cell turnover happens. Skin cell turnover happens every 26 to 28 days, depending on the person's body and the natural rhythms of their body. The reason that your scalp has a skin cell turnover is because at the end of that 28-day period, that top layer of skin, those cells, they die off and then they fall off. You are left with a brand new scalp with brand new skin cells. Now, at the end of this 28-day period, your body does its own natural exfoliation, but it is imperative that you aid your body in its natural growth cycle. At the end of that 28-day period, you are implementing some type of scrub on the scalp. It is imperative, because whether you're packing your scalp full of butters and oils or not, layer 2 will be the dermis. Now, the dermis is the second layer of skin, but most of us think that that top layer of our skin is the dermis, and that is not true. The dermis is the part of the skin that holds all of your follicles, the blood cells, your nerves, all of that stuff, okay? All the important stuff, or the artillery, okay? And the second layer of skin, the dermis, that is the layer of skin that all of these products, all of the oils, and all of the different remedies that you want to do at home need to penetrate for your hair to complete its natural growth cycle. If you need more information on the natural hair growth cycle, then make sure you check this link up here, because I go really, really deep in depth there. The dermis is what holds all of the important stuff. So The dermis is the layer that all of these products that we're buying for hair growth and all of that nature, dermis is the layer of skin that these products need to get to. And number 3, the subcutaneous tissue. This is that last layer of skin that is protecting all of your bones, your internal organs, all of that important stuff. That is the 3rd layer of your skin. This layer of skin is made up of fat and connective tissue. So like I said, this is the layer of skin that is responsible for holding all of your stuff in place. Girl, it's responsible for keeping all of the stuff out of the place. And it is imperative that you keep up with the natural growth cycle of your hair and you keep up with your skin cell turnover, because if you have too much skin on the scalp, then the products that you're using and all of the things that you are trying to do to grow hair, it will never happen. Why? Because you have layers and layers and layers of dead skin cells that were supposed to fall off on that top layer of skin. So no products or anything that you want to get in there are ever able to penetrate. Because we don't wash our hair like we're supposed to, this top layer, all of these black dots represent different, the black dots represent the different products and things of that nature that you want to put on your hair to aid in growth and things of that nature. And all of these little red spikes that you see up, that represents all of the dead skin cells that wanted to fall off but cannot fall off because you have protective styles in your hair for way too long. You go months and months without washing your hair. You don't do scrubs like you're supposed to, or the majority of the washing that you do is co-washing. Things like this, all of this create layers upon layers upon layers of hair on the epidermis. And I'm not making this up, you guys. This is how it goes. Your body is a well-oiled machine, and God made your body to follow certain patterns. So if you are packing the scalp full of highly comedogenic oils, and just a little sidebar, comedogenic means the clogging or the blocking of pores or follicles on the skin or the scalp. So there are oils and butters that are very highly comedogenic, and some of the oils that are the highest on the comedogenic scale are the oils and butters that we use the most. Yes, Jamaican black castor oil is amazing, but it is a 3 on the comedogenic scale. So the overuse, like using it daily, a couple of times a day, will in return block the follicles. And when I say blocks the follicle, when I say something is going to block the follicles, I need you to understand that when I say block the follicle, I mean it will never get there. The layer that you put on top, if an oil is very highly comedogenic and you put that oil on this top layer on the epidermis, then what you are going to do is prevent or interrupt your skin's natural skin cell turnover cycle every 28 days by blocking the follicle and the pores with very highly comedogenic oils and butters. There are oils that are very low on the comedogenic scale. One of my favorites is hemp seed oil. Hemp seed oil is a 0 on the comedogenic scale. If you want to know more about what oils and butters are, high or low on the scale, like I said, check the video in the description box below, or go ahead and download my ebook that goes really deep into detail about that. So with me saying all of that, with you understanding that the first layer of your skin is the epidermis and is responsible for shedding skin every 28 days, and is also, is also responsible for our pigments. Dermis number 2. Dermis is where we're all oppressed about. The dermis is what you guys think is on the top, but it's number 2. So for you to actually get products into the hair shaft, into the follicle, to touch the bloodstream, to give you any type of growth, you have to first make sure that you have the proper settings of your skin cell turnover, period. So within the second layer of skin is where the sebaceous gland and the sweat gland are located. The sebaceous gland holds sebum, and sebum is the natural oil that your body creates. But if we have layers and layers and layers and layers of dead skin that cannot leave, the oil that lies, all of the oil that lies within here, it can never get up. Even if it tries to come up, it can never get through, because we have layers and layers and layers and layers of skin that it cannot break through. Okay, so I also want you guys to understand that when we start getting into alopecia and things of that nature, this is where we go wrong, because we have so much blockage and things like that up here. None of the things that are supposed to take place in the dermis can happen, and in return it weakens the body. And because it weakens the body, it starts to cut off blood flow. It then starts to mess with this tissue, and it makes this tissue weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Once this top layer is clean and clear and can follow the normal skin cell turnover cycle, then any nutrients that you wish to put within the dermis level of skin is able to take place. And because you're able to because your body is able to follow its natural cycles, you will be able to prevent certain hereditary diseases and certain different things that cause your hair to fall out, because you'll be following your body's natural cycle. But because we're putting all of these heavy oils, heavy butters, and all of that stuff on the scalp, what we are doing is fighting against our body and fighting against our body's natural rhythm and natural routine. And in return, we end up getting some really, really big lack in hair growth. That is the bottom line. And I know a lot of it is really hard for people to check. A lot of people are like, oh, drop your sources. You be your own source. You got thumbs and fingers. Use them. Go on Google. YouTube is owned by the Google. Go ahead and research all 3 layers of the skin. You can go ahead and fact check me, because listen, this is light work. This is what we learned in cosmetology school before we ever get on the floor. I am not making this up. There are 3 layers to your skin. And if you guys continue to pack the scalp full of heavy butters and heavy oils that are highly comedogenic, you will continue to have breakage. And I know that some people are like, oh, well, my hair feels good today. Just because your hair feels good right now does not mean that you will not have problems down the line. Most of the things that we think is normal, for example, most people think that black women, genetically, people with curly hair genetically cannot grow longer hair. It is not that people with naturally curly hair cannot grow longer hair. It is that women with naturally curly hair, our hair will get to a certain length, and then the practices and the things that we do on a regular basis prevents our hair from growing any further than that, because we're constantly weakening the hair shaft over and over again with over manipulation while the hydrogen bond is broken. I've let you guys know in grave detail I've let you guys know in grave detail about the hydrogen bond, the disulfide bond, and the salt bond. The hydrogen bond in the hair is the bond that is broken temporarily by water. The disulfide bond is the bond that can be permanently broken and damaged, can be permanently broken, while the salt bond is also a bond that can permanently be broken, but is one that we do not talk about. And the salt bond is one of the bonds that is broken a lot with naturals by using products that are homemade, and you don't necessarily know how to control the natural pH balance. And in return, most people, and because the hair is weakened by the salt bonds being broken repetitively from over manipulation of the hair and using too many products not fit for the porosity of the hair, over time the hair gets weaker and weaker and weaker. And women with curly hair, the hair just never gets past a certain length. You also need to know that at a certain time of the month, the skin cells that are on your scalp are going to die off, fall off on the floor, and your body is going to need your assistance to get the remaining dead skin cells off, and for you to begin with a set routine that your scalp is used to, depending on your porosity, your density, and the other things that your hair needs. If you want to book a one-on-one with me to get to the bottom of things, if you're really confused and you don't know where to start, then go ahead and click the link in the description box below. And if you need help making a decision on whether or not that's something you want to do with me, why don't you stick around for a second, get a snack real quick, and look at some of my clients and what they got to say, okay?
So that was sin from almost 7 years ago, you guys. And I have to say, first and foremost, Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of my OGs who have been here over the years, who are still rocking with me. It has been a journey, a roller coaster maneuvering through this Team Natural / professional cosmetologist / herbalism / research scientist / all of these different things, like all of these different avenues and different layers of me. It is such a honor and a privilege to be able to take the things that I have spent my life studying to help you out of certain situations. And I just want to say that if you thought that I used to talk crap before, oh baby, this is now phase 2, because we had to build the initial body of work. And even though it's unfortunate, everything that I have been saying over the years is now coming to pass right now in 2024, because again, this video that you guys just watched is almost 7 years old, and the things that I was trying to warn everybody of way back then, nobody wanted to listen to them, which is okay, because everybody has to be ready to receive the information. But now I just want to say that I am so happy that my channel has gained alignment with people who are in a position to now learn certain information, because at the end of the day, we learned the wrong information. We've been spreading the wrong information. And when I say we, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about y'all. Okay, y'all have been spreading the wrong information, listening to the wrong information. So now today, I want to challenge you to something. Firstly, only doing things that serve you, only participating in conversations that serve you, the argumentative things. No, we're not doing any of that. Now we're going to sit down and we are all going to be our own personal scientists. So I have a challenge for you. Why don't you go ahead and get a mannequin, right? Get a mannequin that has curly hair, a curly head mannequin, right? Actually, why don't you get 2 of them and have one of those mannequins be your natural mannequin and the other one be the natural mannequin, right? Meaning one that you do your Team Natural styles on, your twist outs, your wash and goes, all of that, no combs, no brushes, oils, butters, all that. And then the other mannequin, only do it my way, only try it my way. And then at the end of a 2-month period, let's look at these mannequins, see how their hair is turning out, and then let's see which tactic or technique works the best. Let's start doing our hair like real scientists, right? Real scientists are not doing experiments on themselves. They're getting animals or other test subjects, but they're not trying out their theories on themselves. Let's stop being test dummies like Team Natural taught us to be. No, let's go ahead and actually put in the work. So again, here on the screen, get one of these mannequins here and just test it out. Even anything that you want to do on your hair, any product that you get from the beauty supply store, anything, test it on the mannequin first. And I challenge you to stop putting products in your hair, stop putting oils and butters in your hair. Let's stop with the argument of, oh, I'm black, so I need. No, let's stick to the science of the human body and then just see which one works. And baby, if you do it my way and you feel like your scalp and your hair don't feel 100% better, then go back to the old way. You can't lose. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until my next video, bye.